Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. First demo of 2023, and it's the Buzz Box Deluxe. So this is a clone of the DoD Buzz Box with quite a few added features and improvements, of course. I'm going to do what I always do in these demos, run some riffs through it, give you an explanation of all the extra features and the improvements, and that's it. Let's get to it. All right, so let's take a look at all the features on the Buzz Box. So the original Buzz Box just had distortion, treble, octave, and level. What I've gone ahead and added is a bass control, also soft clipping, hard clipping, 1 or 2 octave sub-octave selection, and an octave bypass. So the original Buzz Box is essentially a grunge, DoD grunge with a sub-octave blend on it. Now, what they did on the original was they just had a fixed bass frequency. What I did was I went with like the full-on grunge with the Buzz Box sub-octave as well. So now you have a bass control. You've got soft clipping, which in the center for soft is off. Over to the left, that is shot key clipping. Over to the right, you've got silicone clipping. So I will say this pedal is very hot. So what I would suggest if you're going to drive a lot of distortion, to use the shot key soft clipping option, because that will get rid of any kind of oscillation or feedback or anything like that. All right, so we've got hard clipping. Same thing, center position is off. To the left is LED clipping. To the right is silicone clipping, which is what the original had. I'll also add actually that the original doesn't have soft clipping at all, so this is an added option. 1 or 2 octave down. So the original has only 2 octave down. This has a 1 or 2 octave feature, which is, really handy depending on what kind of frequency range you're trying to get into. And we have an octave bypass. So the original just had the octave blend on it. It didn't actually have an octave bypass. So this allows you to actually disengage the octave feature completely if you just want the distortion circuit, which is obviously pretty handy if you're not looking to always have that sub-octave effect on. And of course, you've got your on-off main bypass here. So that's pretty much it. Let's hear what it sounds like. One thing I will mention about this pedal when you're dealing with the octave on it, it gets pretty loud. What you'll notice is your signal will get buried and clipped pretty quickly when you've got the level cranked up. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to show you what it sounds like. It sounds like crap, so you're going to want to keep your level at a reasonable volume when you're dealing with the octave. And the other thing I will say is not all settings are created equal when you're playing around with the octave. So I think when Dodd originally designed this, the idea was that they only put a treble on it and they fixed the bass so that the bass played nice with the actual sub-octave, because as you crank the bass up, the tracking on the sub-octave goes kind of off the rails. And, you know, it's not a perfect design. That's just the way that the analog computation works with the sub-octave designs from way back when, right? I mean, this was designed in like the mid-90s, and, you know, the technology at that point was already like 20 years old. So we're talking about, you know, 45, 50-year-old technology. So there's a charm to it, right? There's a bit of like old school kind of sound to it. And it's not perfect, but I'll just tell you this, it's not for everybody either. You know, if you're looking for perfect octave down, you know, this track's pretty damn close depending on what settings you have, but it's not exactly perfect. So if you're looking for something that's going to be bang on, this is probably not the pedal for you. And I'm just being honest about it, because it's not, I'm not going to try and push something that doesn't do exactly what I say it does, because that's, you know, that's not how I do things. So just keep that in mind. There's some broken sound to it that has its own appeal and charm to it, but it's not for everybody. All right, so there you go. Just a little bit of a warning video for you there. That's what it's like when you got the levels cranked up way too high, when you got the octave down set at a very extreme setting. So let's adjust those levels and take a look at what it sounds like when it's not clipping.